Hell Let Loose is coming out to the new consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. This news is quite interesting considering this type of game never reaches the consoles. In this video I will share the information that's currently available on the console versions. So first of all, let me give you a quick rundown of what Hell Let Loose is. Keep in mind this is an early access game. Hell Let Loose is a 50 vs 50 realistic style tactical shooter with an emphasis on teamwork and communication. The game differs from games like BF5 in many ways. There's authentic weaponry without non-existing attachments. You know, all these modern World War II games that always include red dot sights and whatnot, you won't find it in Hell Let Loose. There's also a very low time to kill. Usually one shot is enough to kill someone, and not only with single shot weapons, but even with some automatic ones. There's a command structure within the game that depends heavily on mic usage. So there's a commander that's leading the entire team, there are squad leaders that are leading their squads and they all have to communicate together. You won't find this in a casual game. The game also has a range of maps, currently focused on the Western Front, and there's also plans to release the Eastern Front later this year. And the maps have quite a few biomes, if you will, so like snow maps, there's countryside maps, urban maps, and it will only increase in the future. And I even heard some rumors that they're also planning to add the Pacific Front to it as well at some point. So there's a lot of different content to look forward to. Personally, I really love this game. It's a lot more hardcore than a Battlefield, but not as slow paced and realistic as a Squad or an Arma. For me personally, this is really the sweet spot. There's a lot of room for strategy, tactics, but at the same time you don't have to wait until you end up in a firefight too long. So when I first heard this news, I was really excited, and I mean I still am. I still remember the time I only had a console and no access to these types of games, so I can imagine many of you will be really excited hearing this news. When I looked on Reddit and other places where the community comes together, I saw that a lot of current players are actually not too excited about this news. And to be honest, I cannot really blame them. Because in the past, when more hardcore or specialized games opened up to a console version, it went really downhill afterwards. From the top of my mind, I can think of Brothers in Arms. You also have Operation Flashpoint, one of my favorite games in the past. I bought the new console version and it was just a dumbed down, really shitty, run-of-the-mill version. And I was really disappointed and returned the game. Fortunately, Operation Flashpoint actually became Arma, so it actually became very, very much what it used to be and even better. But I hope, Hell Let Loose will not go down this path to a casual game. And I know it actually became a lot more casual during development, but I mean it's in early access, it can go either way, but I don't believe the devs will ever make this a very casual game. Having said that about all the criticism from the community, the devs have been really communicating openly about their direction with the game and certain decisions they make. They also mentioned some things about the console version. So for example, they don't want to work on the PC and console version at the same time. They actually hired a separate development studio that's gonna work on the console version. Before they start working on the console version, they will first make sure the game gets out of early access, at a certain baseline quality, and then they will start working on the console version. Also the console version can't bottleneck the PC version, it will have priority, and it will only release after the early access period. They also mentioned that the original fundamentals will not change, things like the minimal HUD, low time to kill, the kind of hardcore aspect, it will also be in the console versions. And the game at the moment does still have issues. I mean it's early access, so the optimization is not up to par. It actually has a few problems with that, and I think many people cannot play it because of that. Even people with high-end graphics cards, they still have problems with their FPS and stuff. I myself play this game on an RX 580. I mean, I play it on medium, 50 to 70 FPS generally. I'm happy with how it plays. When recording gameplay it's a bit annoying, but I think this will be improved in the future. And that's actually a good thing about the console version, because they have to benchmark it for the consoles and make sure it runs well on that hardware. So that will also benefit the PC version if there's a bit more focus on the optimization aspect. Also, another issue that the game has are bugs. For example, if you spawn in, the grass spawns in later, so you can actually see enemies hiding in the grass. This should be fixed. It is really on top of their priority list, I think. And there was also a development in the recent few months that more and more automatic weapons were added to the loadouts of the soldiers. And not many people are happy with that casual direction. I myself don't really care about it, to be honest. I usually use a rifle, many people in my squad as well. They're one-shot kills, I don't care too much actually about the automatic weapons in the game. The devs said the game's console version will release later this year. First they need to get out of early access, so I don't know if this is like a really hard deadline. I can imagine it can become a bit later, but it's still not too far away, so that's good. And also another good thing that the devs told the community is that they are not planning to build this game, release it and then focus on other projects. They actually want to give this game proper attention. So after release there will be more fronts, more maps, more weapons, more balance changes and all this stuff coming. So it's more like a game as a service, which is of course popular right now in the last few years. So I'm really positive about the direction that Hell Let Loose is going. I'm really having a ton of fun with this game. And what do you guys think? Do you think the console version is actually a good step in the right direction? Or are you very cautious about it? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like or subscribe. I mean, I'm a new channel, so I'm still finding my way, but I'm doing my best to make good content for you guys. And if you find it shit, you can dislike it. Fair enough. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.